Comic Confidential, the weekly podcast where we bring you the hottest comic book, movie, and TV action. I'm your host, Cade, and alongside me today, in a dining chair, not on the couch anymore.
No.
We got rid of the couch.
Got rid of the couch.
The couch was no good. It's in the bin.
I'm on a genuine dining chair. Not even like a cool swivel chair like you've got.
I've got the swiveliest chair in the
Mine's
world.
just got a regular sort of straight back. But, you know, like I probably need to get my posture right anyway. So I appreciate you looking out for me.
Yeah, you were pretty hunchback for a while there, so I think this will help you out, mate.
I wish it was, I could say like it was my job or something that was forcing me to be like I'm always at a desk on a computer, but I'm not. I walk around all the time. I'm just really lazy.
Maybe you're just like ducking or you're just over it, like you're exhausted.
I
Because you work so hard.
I think it's more that I'm just exhausted from life.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I'm not that tall in the grand scheme of things, so I don't have to duck. But yeah, it's more about just carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, my friend.
Wow, that's deep.
And sometimes, it weighs you down.
That's wow. Well, hopefully today's episode picks you up a bit, Troy.
What are we doing today?
Well, today we're covering some news because we haven't been in the studio for a while, Troy.
We haven't.
We've been out galloping, I guess, the countryside.
Galloping?
Not on horses, just galloping with our own two legs.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When was the last time you galloped anywhere?
At Christmas time when I rode a horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hated it.
I bet the horse hated it too, let's be honest.
I'll tell you what, they had to get the biggest horse they could. It was like those horses. I think they're called like Stockman horses.
Like a draft horse?
No, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
This thing
like
was
a Clydesdale.
Yes, that's what I was on a Clydesdale.
Yeah.
And I'm not even joking.
Jesus Christ.
And I hopped on it and I heard it go,
It's like, fuck. Another one.
another one. Yeah.
Another big boy.
Damn.
Clydesdales are basically the elephants of horses. So, if anyone was going to do it, it was them.
They would.
So that's good. So we're gonna catch up on a whole bunch of news today. We got so some of it might be a little bit old. Some of it might be stuff you've already heard. Some of it might be stuff that you haven't heard from us yet.
That's right.
And that's what's important, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But Troy, to start off with, I want to do the Comic Confidential community brag board.
Okay, and what's that?
What's that? Well, I was sitting here and I was like, Troy, when we first got into the business, the podcasting business.
The business, yeah.
There wasn't like much stuff out there to really help people.
Yeah.
So we went kind of like through the hard school of knocks to get where we are. And I liked
hard school of knocks.
Of podcasting knocks.
Yeah.
It's a ruthless world out there.
It is.
It's just people are like, nah.
Yeah.
Don't want it.
No.
Put it in the
Not
bin.
interested.
So what we're going to do is in our listener community on Facebook, we're going to put up a post every week before we record, usually on a Friday, sometimes a Sunday.
Yep.
Where you can put whatever you're working on. It could be like a play. It could be a play that you're in. Maybe you're doing a little movie, a comic book, something like that.
Maybe you've got a podcast.
Maybe you've got a podcast and you want to get it out to the world, but you don't know how.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. So you join our listener community and you comment on the brag board post.
Yep.
And then we'll go in there and just we'll pick it randomly because we don't want it to look like any favoritism or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you'll get your time in the spotlight, I guess.
Well, that's very nice of you.
I thought it was.
Yeah. I'm down.
You're down for that?
I'm down for it.
Awesome.
So we'll kick that off next week, you said?
Yeah. So if you have anything that you want to share, doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not
creative.
Well,
not creative.
Yeah. Has to be something creative.
Yeah.
Or
We're talking
something
about creative arts here.
that might like benefit people.
Yeah.
Let us know and we'll spread the word for you.
If you are a doctor without borders, let us know.
I think that there's a thing for that already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we could help.
Troy, you know what?
What?
Recording on Sundays gives us the opportunity to get the latest news.
The latest, the greatest. Yeah.
And today, literally just before we hit record, someone posted in our listener community that Deadline is reporting that a shuffling of executives over at Sony Pictures means the company could be looking to sell some of its film divisions.
Yes. So it's film and TV division a la kind of 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks here.
Yeah, so basically what's happened, I don't know anyone's names. It doesn't really matter. but the current executive has stepped down. A new executive has been put in his place. And what that means is that the previous executive was not really interested in selling off anything. And the new one is not interested in the film and TV business.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is Sony doing? Just making PlayStations and TVs?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just nothing but Crash Bandicoot games now.
Yeah, nice.
I think it's just Crash Bandicoot 12.
I wonder what's more profitable for them, like the movie industry or the entertainment industry.
Well, I think with, I mean that's pretty hard to kind of say, but you've got to look at with some of the movies that they had this year, especially Spider-Man: Homecoming. That was at I think it finished the year as the highest grossing comic book movie of 2017. So they made some money, they made some bank out of their film and TV business. So for them to. And, this is very, very early days yet, and it's kind of a lot of speculation on Deadline's behalf because they've just had this reshuffling. So nobody's actually come out and said, hey, we're definitely going to do this.
So are we jumping the gun a bit?
Oh, look, this is a very much a you heard it here first sort of thing. Because if it does happen, you heard it here first. The shirt I'm wearing, because we are live streaming this. We haven't mentioned that, but we are live streaming this show to the listener community. And I'm wearing a You Heard It Here First t-shirt made by the lovely man right beside me, Cade Moyer.
Looks fantastic.
It does look fantastic. Fits well. My point is, though, that it's in the very early stages. So I don't think we're going to see, we're going to hear anything soon.
Okay.
So it is something that will, if it's going to happen, it'll drag out a bit. What we're not going to hear, and this, I can guarantee you this, we are not going to hear Disney is buying Sony.
I don't think the US government will allow that.
No
way. They would literally own every major property, I would imagine.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's no way that they would let a company get that big, basically.
It's insane. That's the definition of a monopoly right there.
Yeah, oh, well and truly. And, we already know how powerful Disney is. And I think we spoke about it when we spoke about the merger. They're going to take up 55% of the yearly box office.
Oh, wow.
So if you then throw...
How are they even allowed to do that?
Well, I don't know, to be honest with you. But then if you throw in Sony on top of that, then Jesus...
Woo.
Jesus wept because no one else got to make movies anymore. And it would it'd be incredibly, people were already talking about how detrimental it would be to the film industry already with Disney taking over 20th Century Fox. If they took over Sony as well, mate, you can kiss all your little indie studios and art house films and all that sort of stuff goodbye because you never get anything again. And we get some fantastic properties that way. So I wouldn't want to see it happen anyway.
That's right. And you know what? I don't think The Simpsons predicted this, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, maybe.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Now, look, this is also some news.
I like news.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about it.
Now, this is kind of in an effort, I swear, to kind of get me to yell out, who asked for this stuff? Because this is kind of like, as soon as I heard this, I'm like, who the fuck asks for this stuff? Now, DC Entertainment is reportedly working on a live-action Metropolis TV series that will focus on Lois Lane and Lex Luthor's journey before the Man of Steel came to town. Now, it's expected for 2019, and it'll be on DC's upcoming streaming service. And it's going to be written... Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but it's going to be written by John Stevens and Danny Cannon, who are the executive producers on Gotham. So that's a thing.
Oh.
Now, here's my thing.
Okay, hang on.
There you go.
I'm going to go first.
Jump in there.
I'm pushing in, mate.
That's all right.
What are we getting like a Gotham verse going on here?
Maybe. But Gotham belongs to Fox.
Oh.
So it's not necessarily on, it's not necessarily going to be on DC streaming service or anything, but maybe that's kind of where they're pushing.
Actually, if it's on this DC streaming service, that means it's on the same area that Teen Titans is.
Yeah. So Titans comes out later this year. They're kind of pushing for this to come out next year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
I don't want this.
No. Now, Sci-Fi's already bringing out Krypton.
Exactly.
Which I already don't want. Now, I know there are other people out there that are kind of more willing to give it a go than I am.
Look, I'm going to give it a look in. I mean, they already did their little Superman clickbait release this week with... you can see the Man of Steel's cape.
Yes.
So who gives a shit about that?
So this is a cape that I don't even think... who made that? Who made the cape? I didn't think it was his mum.
No, I'm sure they just bought it from Krypton Kmart.
$5. It's amazing what you can find at Kmart, by the way.
Absolutely.
Kmart Australia, Kmart.com. Yeah, so you're exactly right. They did this clickbaity thing where it's kind of like, hey, don't forget that somehow this ties into Superman, and it doesn't. It's Superman's granddad when Superman's granddad was a teenager.
Yeah.
So when we're not going to get any sort of thing, I don't even really. Superman becomes Superman by journeying to Earth and being exposed to Earth's yellow sun, and that's how he gets his powers. These guys are they're just really smart scientists and whatnot.
I guess.
This is going to be like, what's a science show? NCIS.
Oh, yeah. This is like, but it's NCIS Krypton.
Yeah.
Because, like there's NCIS LA.
Yeah. This is NCIS Krypton. This is basically all we're going to get. It's going to be a bunch of scientists rolling around trying to solve crimes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
Actually, I'd probably watch that too.
It sounds pretty good.
Couple that in with Gotham. And you got a winning universe for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Now, where does this fall in this timeline? Because I want to see the DCEU. Well, I'm calling this part of DCEU. It's probably not. It's 100% not.
Yeah.
But I'm just doing it for the sake of this argument. I want to see this timeline. Like, okay, so we've got Krypton. Like, that's what, 100 years, 200 years behind?
I don't know how Kryptonians age on Krypton.
Exactly. You know, this is a thing. I mean,
if anyone does, let us know, by the way.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Superman is like outliving every motherfucker in the comics.
Well, yeah, we'll see. He ages slower on Earth because of the radiation that he absorbs from the sun.
Now, in saying that, how come Superman grew up so quick?
Well, he didn't, because I think when, like, by the time he was an adult, like, well, no, it depends. Okay.
So you're saying the Kents found him when they were 18 years old.
Yeah.
And it took him 50 years to turn like Earth 18.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so old.
Yeah, exactly. So Martha and Jonathan Kent, they were just a couple of 18-year-old teenage kids
making out in the cornfields.
No, because in those days it was like, because we're talking the 20s when Superman was there.
Of course.
So in those days they had already bought that farm. They were married.
Yeah.
They were working the farm at 18. And they're like, oh, you know what? We're 18. We should probably have a couple of kids now. We should probably already had kids, but, whatever. We'll have one soon.
You're only going to live for another 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, this thing just comes out of the sky. Boss, there's a kid. You're like, yeah, that'll do. And then all of, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Like, we'll grow up with this kid without realizing that by the time the kid hits high school, you're going to be almost dead.
Yeah. Wow.
That's canon.
That is canon.
That's actual canon. Anyway. What are we talking about? You want to know the timeline?
Yeah. Someone let us know this timeline. Where would this fit in?
Well, what I want to know is, like, Lois Lane and Lex Luthor in the comics, they do have a history.
Yes.
Prior to Superman turning up. So it could be interesting, but I just don't want it to be, this whole thing of, let's tease this and let's tease that and let's, I don't know, the Bat Detective or whatever.
Oh,
shit like that over in Gotham City and whatnot. And I can't stand that stuff anymore, man.
Full license scene or nothing at all.
Look, you could do something about Metropolis, but you need to separate it completely, I think.
You know what? Back when Smallville was a major player in the, I guess, the DC TV world.
The only player.
The only player. The one that started the whole genre, essentially.
Yeah.
There was talk of that when Smallville finished, Metropolis was going to be the next series continuing on after that.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, that would be good, because if you actually continued it on and you had the same dude, like the same cast of characters or whatever, move into Metropolis, and, then he's actually Superman, and he's got to balance his life between being, Clark Kent and Superman and working at the Daily Planet and this, that, and the other, that would be good. We're not getting that.
No.
We're getting Lois Lane before she even knows who Superman is. We're getting Lex Luthor before he even knows who Superman is. Can I ask you a question? Are you up to date with Supergirl?
Yes, I am.
Now, I read on the internet, because I don't watch it anymore. You know that. The people out there listening know that. If you're just joining us, I don't watch Supergirl anymore. Apparently, Lex's war suit came up.
A version of it.
Yeah. How did it look?
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it looked really, really good. You know what? It effectively looked like a version of an Iron Man suit, but green.
Okay.
And a little bit of purple.
Right. So
but it's not like the classic Lex war suit that you kind of see.
Sure. Yeah.
Which disappointed me, but it still looked pretty badass. It had a massive Kryptonite sword.
So you're going to say massive Krypton dick.
No.
Massive Krypton sword. That's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
And now I think it was, if I remember, it was the mother.
Yeah.
That was driving it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you do with a suit? Drive
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll give it that. I didn't see it, but I'll give it to it.
I'm sure if you jump on YouTube, you could like find it.
If you like it, I'll like it.
Yeah.
I guess. But I'm not going to go back and watch the show. That's for damn sure.
Troy,
just like I'm not going to watch Metropolis, maybe.
No.
But I probably will. You're going to get my money.
You know something I'm going to watch, though?
What?
And that's going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Damn.
The sequel to 2015's Ant-Man is set for the release on 6th of July this year. And this week, we got a damn trailer for it.
We did. Marvel dropped it.
Yeah, it did.
What'd you think?
You know the first thing I thought of when I saw this trailer?
What?
It was a very weird aspect ratio.
How do you mean?
It was a very wide and skinny video. I haven't seen one like that.
Do you think they did that on purpose?
That's what I was wondering. It's like, do they want like extra small people on this screen?
Yeah.
But I like the trailer, man.
Yeah.
I want to see more shrinking of big things and more expanding of little things.
More expanding of little things. You'd
Yeah.
like to see that, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I agree, because as we very briefly spoke about before we actually jumped on, there's one scene where I think it's Janet Van Dyne. Is that her name?
Yes.
I'm throwing it out. Am I right?
Yes.
Evangeline Lilly. Anyway, that's her real name. So she throws out a Pez dispenser, throws one of the little dart things at it, and it becomes huge and knocks a guy off his bike and all that sort of stuff. My whole point was that that never gets old. Taking just random shit that you can find like on your desk or whatever and throwing it and making it huge. That's cool. Like the toy truck that they did.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know if it was a toy truck, but it was an actual truck.
Hot toy or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they did that in Civil War and stuff like that, you could continuously do that all the time and I would be in. I'd be in. And there's the part where they shrink the car down and they make the car big when it's underneath another car.
Pretty sure they would have killed people doing
that.
that.
I don't know the physics of that, but it looks cool. It looks cool.
You know, I do like that. Maybe things are indestructible in their like phase of like growing and shrinking.
Maybe.
I'm going to run with that.
Yeah. So this is, and we also get to see the really cool part where they shrink the building down as well, and it becomes just a suitcase that he kind of drags away.
Now, Mike, I've got a couple of questions about this scene.
Yeah, we all do.
Because the internet is exploding about this.
Yeah.
Was those handles like pre-built into
that? Think about that for a second. Think about the engineering to actually get a retractable like suitcase handle built into the side of a massive building.
Yeah.
One that you can actually pull out.
That's some forward thinking.
That is some forward thinking. I don't even know how that. Maybe he built it in. Maybe he made it small. And then like it's not normal phase is big.
Okay, so here it is. You know what it is? He built the outside of it, like the structure, small, blew it up, and then went like plastered all the walls.
Yeah, maybe. I like that. Why did the bird not shrink?
Maybe it flew on like afterwards.
Come on.
I know.
Maybe because I would have to assume that like anything that's touching that thing as it's shrinking,
it's all connected.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Because how do you decide what's not going to shrink? I guess, it's like the actual building itself. Whatever. I mean, I'm not here to like...
You're nitpicking.
Yeah, I'm not here to pick apart the science of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Haven't even seen it yet. I'm already in 100%. We got to see our first look at the probable villain, which will be Ghost.
I have no idea who this guy is.
I don't know a lot about the character. All I know is that he's kind of like a bit of a master thief. That's why I think they're pushing this thing to like another heist movie kind of thing.
Cool.
And he kind of has the abilities, I think, because of his suit, maybe
he go through things.
Yeah, he's like intangible, and invisible, but apparently can't do both at the same time or something. I'm not 100% sure. If you know more about Ghost than I do, let me know. The only Ghost I know is Patrick Swayze from the movie Ghost.
Swoon.
Yeah. So that's that. And we also got to see a very, very brief glimpse of Bill Foster, Lawrence Fishburne, as Goliath. But he wasn't as Goliath.
I was going to say, I must have missed that a little bit.
You didn't see Lawrence Fishburne?
How can you miss the man? He's gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly. So we saw him. He's in there. I hope there's like some bigging and smalling, like you said. That's all I want. Yeah. That's all I want out of my Ant-Man movie, bigging and smalling.
I want like ridiculous, like big objects going small. I want someone to have whales in a fish tank.
Oh, yes. I like that.
Yeah.
So it works the opposite way.
Yeah, and elephants in a little play place.
A little play place. I want elephants in my play place.
I want elephant-sized dogs.
Yeah, look, this is what I mean. This is like
I want chihuahuas. I want massive chihuahuas and little elephants.
this kind of thing would never get old. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Let's talk about Wasp for a second, because this is really the first that we're actually ever getting to see of her.
Yes.
Other than some, like, we saw the uniform at the end of Ant-Man, and there was like a little bit of, I think, some concept artwork going around, and obviously there was a whole thing on the internet about, you know, if
the upside down dick.
the upside down dick on her suit.
Troy, if you look at anything at the right angle and you squint your eyes, everything looks like a dick.
Everything looks like an upside down dick.
Yeah.
That bottle over there that's on the table, upside down dick. Definitely.
100%.
Anyway, less
These
about
microphones.
upside regular way dicks.
Regular way dicks.
Yeah, look, if let's stop talking about dicks,
Okay.
and start talking about the Wasp, because I really like the look here. I think it's cool. I think it's going to be unreal.
Now, what do you think about like the color scheme? Because people are complaining it's not bright enough. Who cares?
Okay,
It looks amazing.
For starters, you guys out there who are complaining, it is a goddamn trailer. Give it a chance.
I don't care if it doesn't go or
even
yellow
if it doesn't
or black.
go, like they might do that later on down the track in like the sequel to this.
Yeah.
Like who knows? All we know is that we've got another excellent movie coming out midway this year. This year is going to be amazing. I thought last year was amazing. I think 2018 is going to be even better.
Oh, going on the record?
Going on the record.
Damn.
Mate, 100%. Now, something that's not coming out, probably.
Okay.
Now, look, this is basically this week's edition of It's About Fucking Time. The long-troubled Gambit movie has reportedly been pulled from Fox's production schedule. According to Omega Underground, the movie, set for release June 2019, has been removed from the schedule. However, summer shoot is still possible. Why? Why
Make
bother?
this. Don't make this.
Just stop. Stop, you guys. What is it, do you think, that is the problem with this movie?
I think no one wants a Gambit movie. You might be one of the like select few.
I want a Gambit movie for sure. I've wanted a Gambit movie since I was a goddamn child. The closest I got was the goddamn X-Men Origins Wolverine with old mate Tim Riggins from Friday Night Lights as Gambit, and I was not impressed.
Well, that's all you get, mate. I'm sorry. I feel like now with Deadpool and Wolverine aside,
Yeah.
X-Men movies are only going to work as an ensemble.
I really, unless, you're probably right. Unless you had like some sort of shared universe where, you know, you could have a Gambit movie, but Deadpool also turns up.
Yeah.
Because in true Deadpool fashion, in the comics, because they know he's such a popular character, he has teamed up with Gambit as well in a series of comics, as he has teamed up with just about everybody, because they just can't seem to stop making goddamn Deadpool comics. That's a thing.
He's a money-making machine.
So my point there is like, yeah, okay, like maybe no one wants a Gambit movie, but what about a Gambit movie that had an appearance from Deadpool? That'd be cool.
I don't think it will be.
Oh my God.
You know, maybe just bring like Gambit into this new age of X-Men. Just make him a cast member of the new X-Men movie.
If you were going to do that, would you still use Channing Tatum, who is reportedly still attached? But I don't know how much longer that's going to last for.
Why not?
Yeah.
Just why not? Get him 20 minutes of screen time. Keep him happy. Gambit's out there in the world. Gambit 2.0.
Yeah. I just want a goddamn Gambit movie. They said it was going to be a heist movie. I'm all about heist movies as well.
That would work really. Imagine him and Quicksilver like heisting it up.
Heisting it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm not doubting it. I'm struggling to understand what is so goddamn hard about getting a whole bunch of people together to make a goddamn Gambit movie. Because if you can make a whole bunch of shit, because a whole bunch of shit has been made prior to this movie, and there's been a lot of stuff that's been made, what is so wrong with this script, or I don't even know what it is, that director after director kind of looks at it and goes, you know what, I can't do it.
It's just not a good character, mate. I'm sorry.
That is so not true. That is so not true. Speaking of good characters, though, we got our very first look, and this was like, I don't think this was last week, this was the week before that. We got our very first look at Brie Larson as Captain Marvel in some leaked set videos / photo still things.
Yes, we did.
And basically, the internet shat itself as it is wont to do.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hate, but I also saw... Now, this is weird. I saw a lot of level-minded people out there.
So did I.
It's I feel like the internet is starting to mature.
No, it's not.
I'm just trying to give us hope. But I like it, man. I like the suit. Yeah, okay, cool. It's the teal version.
Yeah, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Look, for those of you who don't know, it is not outside of the comic book realm for this character to have a green suit. So I know it's not the Carol Danvers Captain Marvel suit that you're used to, the color scheme, all that sort of stuff, but that's not necessarily an issue because this could just be her very first costume that is kind of like a throwback to the original Captain Marvel.
Absolutely.
Or Marvel, whatever his name is.
When she was part of is it the Kree army?
Yeah.
They have those colors.
Yeah, they also rock a whole bunch of green.
That's right. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure by the end of this movie, we're going to see her in the red, blue, and gold.
Probably, like at least at the very end. With this though, the only thing that I had an issue with, and I know I shouldn't, it just didn't look like it fit well. Like it looked like it was kind of a bit, leather-clad CW Arrowverse of a fit.
I thought that too because you can see, like, especially around her neck area, like it seems
and it's
to
like
be
the legs, all that sort of stuff.
I think that's a functional suit.
Yeah,
like they would clean that up in post, make it look a little bit tighter, but just to walk around in, that would be why.
I completely get it. I would never try to pass judgment this early or ever. I've been known to, but like I think we're finally getting something with this character. Yeah. And I think it's great. I don't know if she's going to pop up in Avengers Infinity War. Probably not. Avengers 4, maybe. But this movie is coming, and it's coming fast, and we're starting to see some stuff happen. Brie Larson is a fantastic actress, and she looks amazing. Like the suit or not, it doesn't matter because it's too goddamn early to tell.
Now, Troy, because the movie's set in the 90s, I kind of wish they took like some references in the colors from the 90s. Like I want a little bit more pastel fluoros in there on her suits.
Like a bit of a hypercolor t-shirt action.
That's what I want.
Like where if you like put the heat on, it changes colors.
Maybe that's what happens.
Oh my God, maybe that's it. It's a hypercolor super suit.
That's it.
What did you have to do with those things? Get them hot or get them wet?
One or the other.
Hot and wet. As soon as that suit gets hot and wet, it's going to change colors, just like hypercolor, which was a thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's not a thing now, because I'd wear a hypercolor t-shirt, goddammit.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Indeed.
Why isn't there like Hulk-based hypercolor t-shirts?
Hulk-based?
Yeah.
Like where they're like just all green?
Yeah.
And then they go red?
Yes.
Or grey like the original Hulk?
Or they just go to like some skinny dude.
Yeah. It's like, as soon as you put the heat on it, it becomes like it shrinks in size.
Yeah.
And
it puts like just black area, like where a normal person
I like
would
that
be.
too. Yeah, that's probably so much easier to
way
do than actual
easier.
shrink. Yeah. That's why you're the designer and I'm just the guy who sometimes puts a mic to his face.
You do a good job of that, though.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Troy, talking about people that have done a good job, Jumanji.
Oh,
Jumanji has blown up in an unexpected way, Troy. I cannot believe how successful Jumanji has been. It is currently sitting at $825 million worldwide.
I genuinely think that Jumanji has a chance of cracking $1 billion.
I have no doubt in this.
Well, I mean, it's getting to the end of its kind of thing, to the end of the main part of its run. So where it's going to make all its money.
Yeah. Has it been released in China?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of the money came from. Like they had a really good reception in China. And I don't know why. Like what is it about Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle that resonates with the Chinese that, say, like a Justice League wouldn't?
It's The Rock.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
It's The Rock, man.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. But the big news is, Troy, is that a follow-up is like reported for 2019.
That's insane.
It's insane.
It's 2018 already.
I know. That means they're going to have to go straight into production for this movie. And it probably means, considering its release time
this time,
it could be going up against Star Wars Episode 9.
That is crazy.
I have a feeling this is going to be Star Wars.
No way. And the reason why I say that is because, Yeah, it took Star Wars The Last Jedi. Love it or hate it, we're not here to talk about that. Because
it's down 33%
oh
on
my god,
The Force
even,
Awakens.
like, it doesn't even matter.
It does. $300 million matters.
Okay, but like let's look at this for a second then. Right? Even The Empire Strikes Back was down like 30 or 40% or something like that. I don't have the actual figures in front of me.
It's Star
Off
Wars,
A New Hope.
Star Wars lore.
Yeah, like that's just it's
peaks and
completely
troughs.
normal. It's not fine. I mean, it's fine, but like think about this for a second. This movie still, it took like 6 weeks to become the highest grossing film of 2017, and it came out in December of 2017. So it took it 6 weeks to do that. It's crossed over $1 billion. It doesn't matter. My point is, with Episode 9, which is what we're talking about, people are going to be interested to see how this plays out now. So because of all the positive and negative press that The Last Jedi has had, people are going to go in saying, oh, you know, what's J.J. Abrams going to, like, fuck up? Or, like, what's J.J. Abrams going to, like, fix or do differently? Or, like, what's he going to do? You know what I mean? People are going to want to see this movie.
J.J. Abrams is pretty magical when it comes to his movies, mate.
Oh, look, I'm one of the people that really liked The Last Jedi. Like, it was one of my top movies of 2017, and you can fight me. I don't care. But I'm also a fan of J.J. Abrams, so you can fight me on that too. I don't care, because I think that he will do a great job. But my point is more that, like, the negative press is only going to feed people to the cinema come 2019, even if it's only for the first week. You know?
Yeah.
But that's not even what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has balls big enough to take Jumanji, not even Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, a Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle sequel, and go, you know what? We're going to do this in 2019. It's not him saying it, but, you know, he's there.
No,
I'm
predicting he's saying this.
Well, he's also not the one going, no, can we not do that? But they're going, 2019 release date. Let's put it up against Star Wars Episode 9, and let's see what happens. And that's crazy. That's nuts. It's nuts. What are you looking at me for? It's goddamn nuts. I don't know. Like, if there is someone out there who expected Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle to cross $800 million in a month and a half of release, is it even that? I don't even think it's that.
I don't think it's that. I think it's 5 weeks.
Like 5 weeks, maybe.
4
or 5 weeks, like 825 million worldwide. Like, who thought that was going to happen?
It's insane.
No, it doesn't matter. The Rock's got like 6 movies coming out every year for the next like 4 years. You know, he's got 2 more movies coming out this year.
Rampage
and Skyscraper.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, like Skyscraper is pretty much just a movie about a guy in a skyscraper that's like, I don't know if it's falling down or something, it's under attack or whatever, and he's just got to save the day.
Right.
Yeah. And he's making another movie called Jungle Cruise, which I think is due to come out next year. And I think that's purely just so they can get him in the same goddamn shirt that he wears in Rampage,
yes,
and Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, and just about every other goddamn movie he's in.
You know, I heard there's rumors going around that in Rampage, he's going to have to blow up big to fight the monkey.
Ah, no.
Yeah.
No, come on. They can't do that. Do you reckon they'll do that?
I reckon they'll do it.
I think
he has
they
to fight
should.
a wolf. The wolf flies now.
What?
I'll show you after we do this.
Oh, I haven't seen the latest trailer.
There's another trailer and the wolf flies.
Oh my God.
So
How
if
does
a
that
wolf
happen?
can fly, he can get big.
So they're not just biggening. They're like they're biggening, but they're also like mutating.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Insane.
And so the Rock is going to have to grow. So that can't happen.
It will happen.
What's going to happen is it's going to become the monkey, whatever its name is, Steve, we'll call it. Steve the monkey is going to remember his friendship with the Rock, and then he's going to King Kong. This is basically just King Kong.
Yeah.
Then he's going to King Kong the wolf thing and the crocodile dude, and that's how it's going to happen. And then he'll small down. He's going to small down,
shrink down.
Yeah, he's gonna like shrink back down to normal size, and they're going to go get a beer.
I like
That's
that.
my predictions.
Oh, and he's going to be able to speak afterwards.
Yeah. He's going to be like fully sentient.
Yeah.
And his name's Steve, and he's going to get a job in like
IT.
Yeah, for sure. 20th Century Fox's Logan has made history, you guys, as it's become the first superhero movie to receive an Oscar nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay. Logan will enter with an outside chance of success as it goes up against Molly's Game, Mudbound, and favorites Call Me By My Name and The Disaster Artist.
Look, at least it tried.
At least it tried, but at least it's not like best hair and makeup.
Hey, man, an Oscar's an Oscar, okay?
Is it?
It is.
Because there are like major category Oscars, and then there's like technical category Oscars.
Troy, if you won an Oscar for best podcast in Cannes, would you still say I won an Oscar?
I'll tell you this: if the Oscars get to a point where they're handing out best podcast in Cannes categories,
that's irrelevant.
Then I don't want one because it's going to mean nothing. But think about this: like best adapted screenplay is one of the top, I want to say top 10 awards. You got best picture, best director, leading actor, leading actress, supporting actress, adapted screenplay, original screenplay, and then 2 others. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe music.
Is it soundtrack or something?
Yeah.
But this is really good.
Best bangers.
Biggest bangers of the year.
Yeah.
The Oscar goes to
2018.
Yeah. The Oscar goes to what's some bangers that have come out lately?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind. Hey, you guys out there, tell us some bangers.
I know Kendrick Lamar won the Triple J's Hottest 100
I
with Humble.
I bet you Kendrick Lamar was not even... It didn't even have like... Here's because I listened to it, right? I listened to Triple J Hottest 100. And... they interview all the Australian artists as they get their placing and all that sort of stuff, and everyone's like super excited and blah blah blah. And it's like I'm sitting there thinking like, well, what are they going to do when Kendrick Lamar wins? Because by the time it got down to about 5,
he
pretty much had.
He
it.
almost won it last year.
Yeah, he got number 2 last year. So it's kind of like, are they going to even attempt to cross to Kendrick Lamar? And the answer is no, because Kendrick Lamar's going to go, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, dude.
What's a Triple J?
What's a Triple J? What do the 3 J's stand for? Do you even know what the 3 J's stand for?
No one knows, Troy.
Exactly.
It's folklore.
Yeah, exactly. And, so he would just be like bringing them down, basically, because he wouldn't even know. I don't even know what the point of that was. But my point is that it's a best adapted screenplay. And look, this is where it gets a bit difficult. I have actually read the screenplay for Logan. Because
of course you have.
Yeah. What are you going to do? It was released online, and it's absolutely amazing. But when it comes to adapted screenplays, they're kind of they're talking about the source material that it comes from, and it's not necessarily the screenplay itself, right? So it's where it comes from, and it's kind of like, where does Logan's where does it come from? Because it's kind of like a little bit Old Man Logan, and it's a little bit of this story and a little bit of that story.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So a lot of people are kind of saying, well, it's a really, really good nod. It's kind of like, is it actually deserving of?
Yeah, actually, that's a fair point.
Yeah. So I would have been more inclined to...
Is there a novelization of this?
No. That's a thing. Whereas The Disaster Artist, there is a book.
Yes.
Yeah. Call Me By My Name, I believe, was also a book prior to that. Molly's Game, I'm not sure. Mudbound, I'm not sure where that came from either. But yeah, so that's kind of like, it's one of those things. I would have preferred to have seen... Hugh Jackman, best actor, but
Absolutely.
no, somehow Denzel Washington got it for some stupid movie that no one's even heard of. I know it's Denzel Washington, that's fair.
It's Denzel.
But you don't have to give Denzel a nomination every year just because he's Denzel goddamn Washington.
Pretty sure you do. I think it's written in Hollywood contracts.
No, it might be.
You will not get this role because Denzel's getting it.
This is set aside for Denzel.
Troy.
It's a football coach.
Yeah.
It's a football coach movie.
He's
Denzel.
down on his luck.
He's down on his
luck. He's moved into a new town.
And the team's shit. But, there's some they've got something there.
They've got heart. That's what they've got.
Yeah. And that's a Denzel movie.
Yeah. I saw this skit on the internet the other day. It's kind of like the opposite team to like whoever gets these amazing moments in movies.
Right.
So one of them was like Air Bud. And it's kind of like, how do we lose to a team with the dog on it?
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see that.
Yeah.
It's like, what happens to that guy? Like, I feel like he might go out the back and like either shoot himself or get executed.
That's so good though. Like, how shit would your team have to be?
But these are always like grand final games.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I get it. But it's kind of like, where did it go wrong? There is a movie in there somewhere. There is like a gripping, entertaining, heart-wrenching story about how this team like made it to the championship game through grit and determination and just like fundamentals and just being really good and rocking up to training all the time.
Working really hard.
And then this other team, they come right at the end and they, break probably the rules because dogs can't play basketball.
Well, who knows, Troy? Have you read a rule book?
Well, I'm pretty sure when the game was created, he didn't necessarily write no dogs allowed.
Humans only.
Humans only to pick up the ball.
I've seen elephants like shoot hoops.
Yeah. Look, it might not be again. Maybe they didn't break the rules. But this rookie comes in, this rookie dog, never really played before, and all of a sudden they lose the big game. Like that's man, there's a that's Oscar bait.
That is Oscar bait.
That's Oscar bait. It's just, oh man.
Okay, let's
What's
think
the
of a
opposite
name.
of like a an underdog story? The overdog. It's an overdog story about how the overdogs get beaten by the underdog, which is an actual
dog.
Human dog.
Yeah, a human dog.
Yeah.
It's someone in a dog suit. That's like scarily accurate to what a real dog would look like, though.
yeah. It's like the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie where it's just dudes in rubber suits.
Yeah.
It's a dude in a dog suit, but it's really good. It's really well done.
It's like movie quality.
I have not even seen Air Bud, so I don't even know what
couldn't
happens.
even tell you.
But I guess he wins.
I'm sure he dunks on people.
All I know, and this is, I don't want to like end this news story on a sour note. That dog is dead, you guys, for sure. Dogs don't live that long.
Why you do this?
I'm just saying, like, where is because we're talking about Oscars.
Yeah.
Where's the category for deceased animal actors?
What about best on-screen dog?
Best on-screen, best on-screen boy.
Yeah.
But it's a dog.
Yeah.
It's a B-O-Y.
Yeah.
B-O-Y. Yeah.
I like that.
Do that. Cats can get an award too.
Yeah. There should be a pet Oscar.
Biggest fuck.
Yeah.
This is the biggest fuck of 2018 award.
I like that.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
All right, moving on.
Moving on to probably the most ideal casting story that you will ever hear in your life, Troy.
100%.
You know, we are big supporters of the John Cena movement.
We are.
We are the presidents of the John Cena movement.
Yeah, correct.
And,
president of his fan club.
Absolutely. And we've petitioned this for literally no days.
0 days.
0 days. But John Cena is in talks to star as Duke Nukem
Oi.
in a live-action movie.
I love it. I love the fact that they're even thinking about doing a live-action Duke Nukem movie.
Can you imagine how crazy this is going to be? Because it's getting produced by Michael Bay's company.
Yeah. So, explosions.
Yeah.
We know that.
I think we will get Michael Bay in this because, like, when you think back to those Duke Nukem games, they're like pretty sleazy. He's like throwing monies at strippers.
Yeah.
Shit like that. This has Michael Bay written all over it.
Now, here's my thing, though. Like, if they try to do this movie any way outside of, like, an R-rated kind of movie...
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to work. But is that John Cena?
I think so.
Like, John Cena can play the part, and I think there was a movie... had Tina Fey and Amy Poehler in it, Sisters, I think, and he played some, like, drug-dealing, like... weirdo dude. Like, he can play the kind of darker comedy aspects like fairly well and all that sort of stuff. So he doesn't need to pander to his fan base, which is, you know, old men and and kids.
I guess it's us now.
Yeah, well,
like,
maybe.
is Duke Nukem even a game for...
I was talking about John Cena in particular, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, which is basically like kids.
Yeah.
And us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of like Duke Nukem as well, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah. Anyway, the casting is ideal. He absolutely looks the part, but they've got to make it sleazy. They've got to make it violent. What's he going to do, though? Alien invasion? What's happening?
Yeah. What does happen? It is an alien invasion, isn't it? In the games.
I don't know if it's an actual... It's been so long.
Or is it like a mutation? I feel like that has something to do with radiation.
Okay. Someone out there tell us.
Yeah, someone let us know.
Who
the comments
still
are
plays
probably
Duke
going
Nukem?
wild.
Yeah, they're probably like raging at us. Don't you know? He's actually... I don't know. I got nothing for Duke Nukem. I used up all my stuff with Air Bud.
Well, that's fair.
Okay, let's move...
Let's move on. Now, this is going to be a bit of a big news story. It'll probably take us all the way to the end of the show.
Maybe.
I think it will.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's me, I guess.
Sure.
I'll talk about it. So Empire Magazine has unveiled its top 20 movie villains of all time. And while some of your faves are in there, there's a lot of your faves, there are a couple that might shock you.
Number 7.
Number 7 will shock you. And guess what? Number 7 will actually shock you. Because what do you want to do? Do you want to just go through the list?
Yeah,
basically?
let's go through the list.
Okay.
That can give us a fair bit of content, Troy.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's all fairly standard for a while, isn't it?
I think so.
So Michael Myers from Halloween kicks off number 20.
That's surprising. Like, that is...
So far down?
Yeah, so far down.
I think that's probably due to the fact that there hasn't... like, for the most part, as you go through this list...
They become more relevant with what the movie is these days.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, Halloween hasn't been around for a while. They're doing a reboot. It's not like it's a reboot with the same cast and
Jamie
all that
Lee
sort of
Curtis?
stuff. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Damn.
Michael Myers is going to be in it. Yeah. So that's happening.
Fantastic.
So maybe if this list came out in 2 years' time, people would go, "Oh man, that Halloween movie was sick."
Yeah.
You know, do you know what I mean?
That's
so they
fair.
put him a little bit higher.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, number 19, it's the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Oh yeah, the Metal Man. Now he's pretty cool.
He's cool, man.
I remember saying, like, I've seen this movie recently. This is what I don't understand about movies. I've said this before. That if this movie can come out in 1993, 91.
91.
It came out in 1991 and have the kind of the special effects that it had then. Why can't movies do it now? If James Cameron was doing it 26 years ago, what are you people doing wrong?
It's the millennials, Troy. The millennials are fucking up everything.
Don't blame the millennials. We can't blame the millennials for everything or anything. We shouldn't.
They'll get offended.
They will. Now, he's cool. We'll move on.
18th, Freddy Krueger.
Probably one of my personal favorites.
Absolutely. I'm pretty disappointed that he was number 18.
Yeah, I would have thought he should have been higher, but again, it's this I feel like it's this whole recency factor. We haven't had a cool movie with Freddy Krueger in it for the longest time. Last one we had was that it was a reboot.
Freddy vs. Jason.
No, it was a reboot after that.
Oh, was there?
It had the guy who played what's his name?
That guy.
Rorschach from Watchmen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was Freddy Krueger.
There you go.
Yeah. Agent Smith.
Brings in number 17.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't have put this guy on my list at all.
Me neither.
I don't think he's really... Hugo Weaving's great, but this character was just pretty generic.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with the Matrix movie. It's really good. He was great in it. But if we're talking like ultimate bad guys of all time, I ain't down.
No.
Just like I'm not down with number 16, Norman Bates.
From Psycho.
Yeah. Now, the only reason I say that, and, fight me all you want, it's just... what did he do? He only killed one person, didn't he?
Think of it, man.
Maybe. No, that's not true. He killed a few.
But he's only really known for his shower scene.
Yeah.
Which you don't even really see the guy in it.
Well,
you see his hand.
Yeah, that's in the original, and there was a remake as well. And obviously they did Bates Motel, which is possibly why he's so high, maybe. I mean, I know he's iconic, don't get me wrong. I know there are a lot of people yelling at me right now. But I just don't see it.
No.
How
do you feel about number 15, Troy?
Palpatine.
Yeah.
My heart is palpitating because of my love for Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah? So you think that's a good fit?
Look, 15 is maybe a little bit low, but I mean, really, what did he do? He was just kind of in the background the whole time. And
saying,
just,
do it.
Yeah, do it. Good, etc., etc. So, yeah. Good on him.
He did all right. Number 14. Now, this one does not even ring any bells for me, Troy.
So this is from. This is the Sheriff of Nottingham from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which is basically Kevin Costner being an American version of Robin Hood, but in England, because he can't do an accent. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And this is the great Alan Rickman.
Indeed.
So he was the Sheriff of Nottingham. I probably wouldn't have him on this list either, because I feel like there are better villains out there.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen this movie. And I don't really remember it. So anyway, can't tell you who number 13 is.
Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest from 1975. Don't know.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her for making the list. Also good for Sauron.
Number 12.
The big
all-seeing eye.
The all-seeing eye. The big flamey eye dude.
Who has
from
better,
Lord of the Rings?
Who would have better heat vision? Sauron or Superman?
Does Sauron even have heat vision?
I'm sure he would. Someone let me know.
Does Sauron have heat vision? That's next week's question. You know who doesn't have heat vision?
Number 11.
Gollum. Now he was Smeagol.
Smeagol. Now, this guy, I don't really see him as a villain. I just see him as a nuisance.
He's kind of like a nuisance, and he's kind of like tormented. It's not really his fault.
Yeah.
Like the actual character itself is great because this is like one of the first real times that we got to see Andy Serkis in motion capture and all that sort of stuff, and it gave us him, and that's amazing. But I don't necessarily see this kid as a villain. He's just been mistreated, isn't he? He just wants like a sandwich. He's just hungry.
He just needs a hug, mate.
He just needs a hug and a ring. Just give him his goddamn ring.
Now, Troy, moving on to 10. We're getting into the big boys now.
This is where it starts to get controversial.
Yeah, it does.
That's why we're talking about it.
And I feel like this is where it starts to get really good. This is where we're going to see the good guys. When I say good guys, I mean the bad guys.
Yeah.
Number 10, the aliens.
Yeah. Love it.
Love it. I feel like this could have been top 3, though.
Oh, 100%. Like, to have the alien... which I'm assuming they're talking about the xenomorph.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't say that. They list it as the alien. But the xenomorph from Alien, man, terrifying. It can it can do things.
It can do everything.
Things that these other things can't do. You shoot it, you think you're done, get some acid blood on your arm, and your arm falls off.
Exactly. Now, this came all the way out in 1979, and these were originally done as puppets, and they were fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Now, I think the problem with this is that we probably just haven't, because we haven't had a good Alien movie for the longest time. Maybe people are kind of like, oh, the Alien was cool, but like, number 9 is cooler because that was more recent.
Absolutely.
And number 9 is
Voldemort. He
doesn't
who must
even
not be
belong on the list.
No, not at all.
Sorry, you guys. I know that we definitely have a lot of Harry Potter fans that listen to the show.
Massive Harry Potter fans here, but to make the top 10
yeah,
is a bit dubious.
Yeah, because, I mean, what does he actually do?
Not much.
What does he do?
Not much. He's like he has henchmen.
He doesn't even pop up until like the 5th movie.
Yeah.
And then once he's actually there, he basically does fuck all until like the last movie when he mounts his full attack, and then he gets fucked up.
Mate, you wait till you get to that last book. The movies churched him up a lot more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure they're doing movie villains, man.
Yeah.
They're not doing book villains.
Yep. That's fair.
Anyway.
Let's move on to number 8, Troy.
Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Now, I love this movie. I think it's great. Javier Bardem, back in the day. When did this come out? 2007. If you haven't seen No Country for Old Men, go see it. Basically, he's just this kind of like cold-blooded, relentless kind of assassin dude that just, he doesn't really care who you are. He'll kill you cold.
And he has a bolt gun.
He has a bolt gun,
Like,
which
how
is weird.
terrifying is that in a movie? Like,
are you being
walking around,
sarcastic?
No, really. Like, he just walks around with his little gas canister and...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair. It's more the fact that he just doesn't actually like really care who he kills.
No.
And he kind of does it without actually registering any sort of emotion or anything like that.
Definitely.
Speaking of people who never ever register any emotion ever, number 7, the controversial one, Kylo Ren.
Now, to be on this list...
Yeah. This is a recency factor. This is
absolutely.
I'm telling you, man, this is a recency factor. And that's not to say that Kylo Ren is not a great villain, because I personally believe he is. There are a lot of people out there that think he's like just this emo kid who has too many emotions and all that sort of stuff. But man, this kid he's badass.
He's badass.
And he's now like, we'll probably see the full transformation of this character as we come into episode 9. But does he deserve to be on the list of the greatest villains of all time? No.
Not yet. Not yet. He hasn't earned that. Number 6. Hans Landa.
From Inglourious Bastards.
Wow.
An amazing choice, really.
I really do like this.
Yes. Now, absolutely incredible performance. What does he do? He's kind of just like, he's a bit of a psycho.
Yeah.
But he's like this real kind of... he's kind of like
calculated.
Yeah, he's like
smart,
charming.
Yeah,
like the opening scene for that movie is amazing. And it's kind of like, it's just him kind of like sitting there telling the story, talking and all that sort of stuff. But you're kind of like drawn in, and the tension's building and all that sort of stuff. And you're like, this guy's going to do some fucked up shit pretty soon. It all comes out. It's good.
Number 5, Troy.
Hannibal Lecter. Now, you couldn't have this list without him. Hannibal Lecter could easily be a top 3, I reckon.
Easy.
but he's not.
Which is disappointing.
You guys voted and you put him as number 5, and that's okay because the 4, we don't need to talk about Hannibal Lecter. Everyone knows who Hannibal Lecter is. The 4 below it are a mixture of great, but also why?
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking, you guys? Now, number 4, Hans Gruber. I think when we did this list, Hans Gruber might have been my favorite of all time.
I think he was.
Yeah. And that's fine because he's cool as shit.
He is very cool.
But you
Alan
guys...
Rickman, second time on the list.
Yeah. Unfortunately, somehow he lost out to number 3, which is really the one I wanted to talk about because I don't get this at all.
Actually, 3, 2, and 1
Yeah.
are going to raise some eyebrows, I think.
Yeah. Number 3 is Loki.
This is 100% a recency.
Yeah, but why? Loki hasn't been bad since the Avengers movie.
He's been mischievous.
Yeah, and that's kind of, like that's, the character and all that sort of stuff. But this is not like one of the like the greatest villains of all time.
No, not at all.
He's probably one of the best Marvel villains.
Yes.
But, I mean, to say of all time, like realistically, he hasn't really done anything like real villainish for the longest time. So I don't know where they're going with this and why they actually voted for him other than the fact that it would be a recency factor. If you guys disagree with me, then that's cool. Do that. But that's what I think. I don't think Loki... I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a spot on this, but if you're going to put the Xenomorph at 10...
And Loki at 3? There's something wrong with this voting system.
You're smoking that good stuff.
Now let's move on to number 2, and that's the Joker.
Yes. Now, look, this is fine.
This
I don't
is
really
fine.
have a problem with this because... I mean, the way they've kind of done it is they've done it as not just necessarily Heath Ledger's Joker, which, is the consensus best version, like best movie version, etc.
I noticed that they have not put on their list of, I guess, considerations.
Yeah.
Is
Suicide Squad. Yeah. There's probably a pretty good reason for that. Batman 1989, and The Dark Knight from 2008. So they're kind of, it's like an amalgamation of that character, but I guess with the one that they talk about the most, and I think the one that kind of plays the most when people are thinking about the on-screen Joker is Heath Ledger's version.
Definitely.
I think it deserves a spot up there. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's move to number 1, and I really guess this should come as no surprise to anyone, and that is Darth Vader.
That's right. Now, here's my only problem with Darth Vader at number 1, and I've said this before, and this is why I don't think he should be there, because he has the kind of the hero's return, the redemption story. So he doesn't finish his arc as a villain. So, it's kind of like, is he really like... Does that make sense? Because he did some bad things, but every other one in this list, apart from, say, Loki, I'm pretty sure if you go back through the list, no one else actually had a redemption story.
No, I don't think so.
So this is kind of like, he finished on a high note.
I guess the list isn't the most evil list, Troy.
Well, that's true, but it's, okay. Look, yes, he's going to be the most iconic.
Yeah,
probably,
and I think that's how he's got this spot.
Okay, the most easily recognizable villain. Yeah. That's fine. If that's how you're going to do it, sure. But let me just tell you that you're probably a little bit wrong because he's an all-around nice guy in the end, isn't he?
He just wants to make dinner for everyone.
He does. That's all he wants. And Han Solo just busts in and starts shooting up the place.
Like a
and that's
dickhead.
Not fair. You dickhead, Han.
Troy, let's wrap it up. Let's do it in one go.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'm here.
Yeah? What are we doing next week?
Look, I honestly could not tell you at this point in time. We are either doing Black Panther or we're doing Black Panther the week after that.
Oh, is it that soon?
It is that soon. Black Panther comes out so goddamn soon.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Now, according to a lot of reports as well, we're going to get a Venom trailer potentially attached to Black Panther.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool.
Actually, you know what? Next week's going to be a very big news week for us as well because we have the Super Bowl dropping.
Yes.
And what happens with the Super Bowl, Troy?
Solo
trailer.
Well, we don't know.
I think it's been confirmed.
Well, people are saying Super Bowl. People are saying Good Morning America on Monday. So God knows.
Who knows?
Well,
but we're going to have it.
However, it's the Super Bowl, goddammit. That's happening.
Go Patriots.
Yeah, go Patriots, for sure. That is going to do it for this week, though. Let's thank some people.
Let's thank the listeners, subscribers, and reviewers.
Yeah.
Every week, man.
Every
week they are turning it on. Look, if you guys like the show, you should share it with a friend. You know, if you want to do one thing for us, just do that. You know, say, hey, I got a podcast. You should listen to it.
Yeah. And if they go, what's a podcast? You say, put this in your ear holes.
Yeah.
Let me change your life.
Your life is going to change forever.
Yeah. And if they turn around and say, hey, that was shit, then you go, you know what? We can't be friends anymore.
You know what? There's 1,000 million other podcasts out there that you might like.
Yeah. Also, listen to other podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, do that.
Spread the love.
There's 24 hours in a day. We're only going to take up an hour and a half of it.
Roughly.
Approximately.
Yeah. A week.
A week.
Not even a day.
Yeah.
Hour and a half a week. You can afford that. Hey, you can find us on social media. We're on Facebook. That's Comic Confidential. There's a Facebook listener community where we are live streaming this episode. People can see my sweet ass shirt as I speak, and they can also see Cade's shirt. But that's not a good one. It's just a regular shirt.
It's just a normal shirt.
Yeah, that's the Comic Confidential listener community. Just type that in. Type that into your Facebook search bar. We're on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Comic Con Pod.
Now, Troy, it's so important people join the listener community at the moment.
Why is that, Cade?
Because we are doing the Comic Confidential brag board.
Yeah.
That we said at the top of the show. So if you want to have anything that you're working on, making, working in, producing, shared with the world, the listeners of Comic Confidential, join that community and comment on that post. Let us know what you want the world to see.
What would you call it? The brag board.
Yeah, the brag board. I thought that was like pretty funky.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Lock it in. The Comic Confidential brag board. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll shout you out.
Yeah. I like that.
We'll brag about your shit for you so you don't have to, because I know that can be awkward sometimes.
That's perfect.
Yeah. We have a website.
That's comicconpod.com. Past episodes, future episodes, and everything in between. If you want to help the show grow, you can support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/comicconpod.
Yeah. And we've got a new Patreon.
Yeah, we do.
Rob Coffey, what's up, mate? Thank you so much for jumping on board and getting involved and getting yourself into the group chat and all that stuff that you now get yourself access to, which is sweet thumbs up to the camera if I can do that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really see myself properly, so I don't know if it works. If that thumbs up worked, mate, that's for you. If it didn't, it's not for you, and your one's coming in the mail. Yep. But thank you so much for jumping on and supporting us. He's been around for a while. He's finally jumped on the Patreon train.
He did. He said last week's episode, which was the best of Patreon, kind of got him over the line.
Yeah, that's kind of where we do stuff a little bit more weird.
That's where we go a little bit more left field, I guess.
A little bit more drunk. Sometimes. Not all the time.
Someone said that we were ridiculously drunk in that first portion of that episode, and I wouldn't say ridiculously drunk.
I've been drunker.
I've been a lot drunker than that. That was just late night talk.
Yeah,
I think it was like 3 a.m. when we did that.
3 in the morning. We were quite drunk. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say we were like dead sober. We were definitely drunk. But I've been drunker.
Yeah,
I didn't black out, did I? Did I?
No.
Oh. Who knows? Anyway, so thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy. I was almost going to throw to you for a sec. As always, we are Troy and Cade, and this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.
That was the fucking worst exit ever.
I fucking nailed that one. I'll tell you what, look, I've been doing this for 105-ish episodes.
I know what got you. You saw yourself on the screen there, and you're like,
looking at myself. People who have been listening to the live stream can tell you that I haven't been looking at myself. Maybe sometimes.
I've covered myself and only showed you.
Yeah, I know, because I need to know what's happening. I need to see what are the people seeing. Cade, what are the people seeing?
That.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus wept.
Hit stop. If you love this podcast, then head over to comicconpod.com to check out the other incredible shows on our network.
You can also support us on Patreon from as little as $1 a month.
You'll get early access to all our shows, plus secret supporter content that's not available to the public.
Head over to patreon.com/comicconpod to find out more.